right, thanks for being here, everybody. Take questions for Lolesio and Everett Roussaw. We'll start with Justin.
Don, we've heard from a lot of the coaches and the players that you are the most improved defensive player this spring and this offseason. Tell us about the offseason and how you've gone about getting better, and what improvements do you think you've made?
I would say it wasn't really just me. It was just like all the guys around me. You know, we all coming to work every single day. Coach Joe always says, blue-collar mindset, you know, bring your hard hat every day. You know, so it's not really just me, myself. It's the guys around me, you know, being able to help elevate me, like Leroy, Mays, Big Trey, you know, all the linebackers, you know. So it's a collective thing. It's not just one.
And then how do you feel about, just being settled in, having Joe Salavia back for another year? Do you feel like you're more comfortable out there on the field?
I wouldn't say comfortable. You know, you never want to be comfortable, but I would just say I'm able to play more fast, more physical. You know, I know the scheme inside out for the most part. You know, we add little tweaks here and there, but yeah, just being able to play more fast. Yeah, that's really it.
Question, Michael, go for it.
Everett, how did you end up choosing Arizona?
Yeah, for me, it was an easy decision, to be honest. Just the love and the culture here. Like, I came on my visit, I really didn't know what to expect, to be honest. But just the constant communication from the coaches, it was phenomenal, man. Like, and I just really felt like for me to travel all the way across the country and go to school away from my family, I would want to be at a place like this where it's like, these guys are gonna be my family, and like I'm loved here, and like I had nothing bad to say about my visit, so it was a no-brainer, really. Like, why not?
One, and then Justin.
For Everett, what excites you most about playing under Danny Gonzalez? Is it how personal he gets with his players? Is it the creativity, like the Red Rover defense?
Yeah, playing for Coach G is great, man. I'm not gonna lie, like to be honest, like the freedom that this defense gives the linebacker, like, is like second to none. To be honest, we have a lot of fun, you know, on the daily. Just being able to like create certain disguises and just freedom, like it helps us make plays like tremendously. But Coach G definitely like he loves to reach out and just have personal relationships with us, and it just makes it easier. Like on the field, like the corrections, everything. Like Coach G give us, like, he said, do this, okay, let's do this. Just because our connection and relationship is so good, it just makes it easier to be coached.
Justin.
Tell us about your upbringing growing up in Atlanta, your family, all that.
Yeah, so I come from well, I'm a real family person, so like I got a lot of siblings. My parents, you know, they ain't graduate high school, to be honest, and so like for them, like their biggest thing was, you know, making sure like all of their kids, you know, exceeded them. And so for me, just being able to graduate high school early and just being able to attend 3 different universities, you know, it's been big for them. So my whole thing is, my goal in life is just to always make my parents proud. So every day I wake up, I try to do that. And my siblings as well. Like I always try to motivate my siblings. You know, I'm the second male in my family to ever go to college. And so just like having that standard in my family, just helping my younger brothers out, like, hey, like, go to college, you know, it's cool, you know. And then, like, just being able to play football at this high level, like, that's always been my dream as a kid. Going to a real talented high school, winning multiple state championships, being highly recruited out of high school before tearing my ACL and facing, like, a lot of adversity with that. It's just been great, just being able to show, like, my whole community really, like, just keep going. Like, you can prevail, you can push through anything. So, yeah, it's been great leading all the way up to this point.
And how many siblings do you have?
I have 7 total.
And where do you fall in that?
Middle child.
Middle?
Yeah.
And then how did you start playing football, and did your other family members play football as well?
Yeah, my 2 older brothers played football for like a little bit, but I was introduced to it by my dad. Just finding something to do. You know, I played football and a little bit of basketball. I wasn't really that good, but you know, I was out there. But yeah, I really fell in love with the game at an early age, and it was like a no-brainer. Like just seeing like people grow up and like in my community, like Anthony Edwards, like he was a football player at first. A lot of people don't know that, but you know, I used to watch him on YouTube all the time for the Atlanta Vikings. I used to be like, man, like I want to do that, and it just always just been a constant like inspiration from like people older than me, like in the community. Going to high school, like the same high school as Jada Hazelwood, he was a high recruit, like #1 receiver in the country. Like I always had goals to just and standards just to chase growing up in a big city like that. So, yeah.
One, and then Jason.
A lot of players call Trey Smith Mr. Redline. Do you also call him that? And what have you learned under his leadership?
Hey, I mean, it's just that. I mean, everything he do, 100 miles an hour, 100% of the time. You know, like from meetings to breakfast to our activation to lifts to practice to recovery. I mean, hey, you know, I've been in the same room with him for about getting close to like two years now. Been around him for so long. You know, being able to look up to that guy and everything he do is the old head. You know, so seeing him do everything right, kind of just, you know, fell behind that, you know, over the years, kind of fell in love with that too. You know, being able to see him do it every day, I'm like, man, I can do that too. You know what I mean? So that guy does everything right all the time, and it just redlines everything. I love it.
Jason and Justin.
For Everett, how similar is this defense or different than the previous defense, and what has that transition been like for you?
It's actually like very similar, like with the exoticness. I say that just being able to get to so many different fronts and so many different looks. But I overall feel like this defense get like the linebackers a little bit more freedom as we rotate a lot and all of us can do every single thing, every single position, like as far as off the ball and on the ball. Whereas last defense, like the linebackers are pretty much get stuck on the ball before a play. But so yeah, they got their similarities and differences, but I'd say this one is overall like more exotic and just can give more different disguises.
Justin and Lindsay.
One question for each. First for Everett, what did you learn from your previous college experiences, and how do you think that prepares you for now?
See, I feel like my experience, just my whole college career overall, has just been very unique because I've been able to take like certain small pieces from every school and apply it to the next situation. Like my first school, I was taught like we weren't like that successful, but I was able to learn just to control what you can control. You know, focus on that. And so I was able to take that to my next school. And then at Memphis, just being never again comfortable, never again like complacent, you know, to keep pushing. And I feel like that's a good tool to use here because like coming off of a hot season last year, like the whole team, like we can't get comfortable. So I just feel like just being able to learn like different tools like that, it's always been able to help me like wherever I go.
And then for Dom, what has Joe Salavea taught you in the last year that has helped you grow as a player?
Just be process oriented for sure. Being able to come in every single day, keeping it even kill. He always says same mindset every day. Like I said, blue collar. Just coming to work every single day because he always says, you know, what you did yesterday ain't gonna be good enough today. So bringing that mindset every day, I mean, it's kind of just help shape and form, you know, the way I attack my business, you know, day to day, whether it's a practice day, lift day, off day, whatever the case may be.
Lindsay and then Michael.
Everett, you talked about the culture here was a big factor for wanting to come. Can you guys both talk about the culture of Arizona athletics in general? I know you guys got to have a little break and cheer on the beach volleyball team. Are you able to go to a lot of different sports games and stuff? I know you just got here.
Oh yeah, I mean today was a perfect example. Like just I've never been a part of a team that we was able to stop practice and cheer on another team that was like playing like during practice, and that was just an amazing feeling. Then get back to work, like that was a great example right there today. But even the other day at the Catsy's award ceremony, just seeing like so much how much history has been done over the like the last season, just across the board with all sports. Like it's amazing, and we have Bear Down Kitchen, and we all get a chance to eat together and just talk. So it's just like we all familiar with each other, and just the support system is great, man.
And then more of a fun question. If you guys had to pick any song to describe the defensive unit, what would it be?
Oh, Never Stopping by NBA Youngboy for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, that's
That's a good. That's a good.
yeah, I'm good.
Michael and Justin.
For Dom, you got 3 true freshmen in the defensive line room who are all here in spring, and I'm sure it's a big adjustment for them going from high school to college. What are some of the things that you tell them to guide them, to mentor them, etc.?
3, 4.
Is it 3?
I think it's
Is it
4. It's Prince, Manoa, Kaisi,
Oh, it's 4.
and Keecher. So 4. Sorry, my fault. Seeing those guys that come in and just work and just get adapted quickly. I mean, I think I try to tell them all the time is don't be afraid to make mistakes, because at the end of the day, we all gonna make mistakes. You know, we're imperfect people playing an imperfect game. So I just try to tell them just try and learn as much as you possibly can from the guys who are in and the guys who are playing. And then when they get their shot and get their chance, to just don't be afraid to make a mistake. Just fire out full speed because it's one thing if you make a mistake, two if you're just going slow. So just go play fast.
We'll finish up with Justin.
Well, so since we're on music, Everett, who's your favorite artist from Atlanta?
My favorite artist is my little brother. He's a rapper. His name is Easky. But yeah, that's my favorite artist. And then behind him is Future.
Okay.
Yep.
And then how has Atlanta, growing up in that city, your family, how has that prepared you for life?
I mean, my father just instilled the tools in me like at a young age, you know, to be able to carry myself anywhere across the world. And me and him and my parents, they're like my best friends. I talk to them every single day, and I always just been the type to just you know, whatever they say, that's what goes. Like at the end of the day, it's my parents. Like even if I don't agree with it, it goes. So and it's paid off. Like even if I didn't understand then, I understand now. Like I could see it as I got older. So whatever they're saying. So just being always like being coachable, like being able to learn from my parents. So yeah.
And then you have the NFL draft this week. You're, going to be preparing for the NFL next year. How do you think this next year could get you ready for that stage?
Really, I just try to focus on one thing at a time. I'm not gonna lie, like one day at a time, one practice at a time. Just leaning on my coaches, you know, whatever they say, I just try my best to work on it, and you know, God willing, God's plan is greater than all of ours. So, yeah, just one day at a time, really.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, fellas.
Thank you.